Good morning, Facebook friends. I'm here today with a requested recipe for Newfoundland Toutons, and they can be made from pretty much any bread dough that you have on hand. I actually took the time this morning to make some fresh bread dough. I have joined this group on Facebook, and it is called Cape Breton Cookbook. Honestly, it's one of the most wonderful groups. They taught me how to make bread, actually, because as you know, when I moved home, I didn't have any clue, and I was on YouTube and everything. And this recipe here, if you search the files, it's called 2-hour bread, and it really is ready in a couple of hours. And yeah, it was submitted by a Christina Avery, as far as we can tell. And thank you, Christina. I sure enjoy your bread and your recipe. Also, if you guys are on my group Beauty and the Bay on Facebook, there's a video, actually 2 videos, Making Bread Part 1 and Part 2. And it's the same recipe. I'm on there with my grandson, Dawson. And I was actually teaching him how to make bread. It's that easy, really. And we took this recipe and we made it into 3 different kinds of bread. And now today, I'm going to make it into Toutons. And I really hope you enjoy the video. Okay, let's begin. So, I already put in the bowl. I'll go through the recipe for you. It's quite simple. So in a bowl, you've got 2 eggs, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 6 tablespoonfuls of oil. Whisk that together. Then you're going to add 3 cups of lukewarm water, test it on your wrist. Whisk that, and in a measuring cup, measure 4 cups of flour. Add to that 2½ teaspoons of quick rise yeast, or 2 packets of quick rise yeast. Give that a whisk around. Mix it up in the bowl with a wooden spoon until there's no more lumps, and then measure another 4 cups of flour. Add to that 2 teaspoons of salt. Whisk that around, and then gradually, like maybe a cupful at a time, put that in there and knead it until you got a nice ball, and then you set that aside and you let it rise. And so this is nice and rose now, as you can see. I actually use a little bit more than what's called for because my pans are a little bit bigger. So once you got your rise, we're going to punch down. Something so gratifying about punching down dough. You can hear it go. It's really nice. I had a little question about bingo wings the other day on my last video. Bingo wings, basically, you know, when we get a certain age and our muscles lose elasticity and stuff, and we start going to bingo, well, as we're dabbing, this piece of flesh underneath here, I can't do it because I don't have bingo wings, but this piece of flap under your arm starts flapping back and forth, and that, my friends, is what's known as a bingo wing, and I thankfully don't have any, but I know lots of people that does. I'm always playing with moms. Anyhow, back to the video. I've got this punched down. I'm gonna put some flour down on my surface, and yeah, so what I'm going to do, it makes 3 loaves, so I'm going to do 2 loaves and make some Toutons for you guys. So I'm just going to, another reason for no bingo wings, having to lift up a big heavy ceramic bowl. Whoops. So yeah, I'm just going to scrape this out of the bowl. Beautiful plastic scraper from the Dollarama. There you go. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful dough. Now, I'm just gonna lay this aside. Now, bloopers! A little bit too much on the go today. So I'm going to take some more flour, put it over the top, make it into, you know, somewhat of an oval type shape, I guess. And then I'm going to take my pizza cutter, again, from Dollarama. So what I like to do is kind of, I don't know, mark the dough a little bit like that so you can kind of judge where to cut it. And the end pieces are usually fatter than the middle piece, and it works out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and they feel really good inside. So I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to make them into bread. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to take the one for the Toutons and I'm just going to lay it back in my bowl covered so it doesn't dry out. Now, I'm going to take this dough here, and again, us Newfoundlanders like to make 3 bun loaves. A lot of people do 2. 3 is nice. It makes it easier on your hands for shaping, that's for sure. There we go. See, like that. And all I do is just press the air out, pick it up, and roll it into a ball. A tight ball, if you can. And if it's not going perfect, I'll like to press it down again. And then just fold it over itself until it is nice like that. Dust off the top. I'm going to transfer that over to my bread pan. I'll show you that in a second when I got some more room. So press, fold, and roll. I actually had another question too about blueberry duff. I think they were wondering if they could use custard powder in the sauce instead of cornstarch. I'm not 100%, but I think you can. I would give it a go if it was myself. And I had a lady looking for a recipe for old-fashioned like mints, and I think they're kind of like those misty mints, and she thinks it was mostly icing sugar in them. If you guys have a recipe, could you please post it in the comments so I can get that to her, because I have been looking and I'm not sure if I'm finding the right one or not. And that's 1 loaf of bread done, and then we'll do the same again with this one. Oh, bread. I love making bread. It's like a, I don't know if it's like a meditation or just doing something with your hands. Feels good. And I don't know. Creating something very yummy, that's for sure. This bread recipe is so versatile. Like, I've taken it, made regular bread, cinnamon roll bread, spiced raisin bread, cheese bread. Lots of times I'll take them and I'll roll them out like you'll see with the Toutons in a minute. Then I'll dip them in egg white and put an Aldrich bagel seasoning on the top, let them rise. And my husband loves them for, you know, sandwich buns or hamburger rolls or anything like that. You can make, oh my gosh, just dinner rolls. Like, there's so much. Mind my phone. I think I managed to get my last one in without the phone ringing, which was kind of nice. Yeah. Ta-da! So these are in my bowl. I am going to cover them with a towel and they're going to rise. When they rise up to the top of the pan, I'm going to put them in a preheated 350-degree oven for about half an hour. You can tap the top like that, and if it sounds hollow inside, you know that your bread is ready. Some people like a light crust, some people like a dark. I tend to go light medium, so a half an hour usually does that for me. Now, put that aside. Sorry, I'm at the camera. Okay, here we go. Toutons. Oh, there's lots of different ways to make Toutons. And this first way that I'm showing, I'm actually going to roll them out and show you how I like to have them. And then I'll show you the traditional way with all the leftovers. So, basically what I do is I just take my dough. And again, I'm going to roll this out just, I don't want to roll it too flat because where I'm doing this for you guys, I'm not going to have a lot of time to let them rise, say, in between. So I'm just going to roll it out just a bit. And I'm going to take my cookie cutter, again from Dollarama. They come in different sizes, all in a pack. Like I think there's 5 in there for like $1.25. So yeah, so you can use depending on what size you make. I like these because we also like to take them and, like I said, make a sandwich or a hamburger or, you know, whatever. So I'm just going to cut out a couple of circles like that. And I have my shiny Epicure pen already lined here with some parchment paper. So I'm just going to cut them like that, just like you would a biscuit or something, you know. I'll make a few of these, and then I'll make a few of the other ones for you guys. There we go. And there's just something about the smell of bread when you walk into someone's house and they got bread cooking. Oh my gosh. It's just something about that just feels like home to me. And I don't know, warm fuzzy feelings inside. It's just wonderful. And like, again, so quick. And seriously, I don't know how long I've been home. Not that long. A few years. And had no clue about breaking bread. Like, seriously. And my first couple of loaves, like this high. Just throw them like rocks. They were so heavy. Yeah, so I've got 8. Ta-da. Kind of made like that. Sorry about the glare. Maybe you could see better there. So, 8 of those done. I'm going to take another tea towel and I'm going to cover them up and let them rise a bit. I normally let them rise for about another half hour or so, but today we're not going to do that because I'm going to take the rest of this dough now and yeah, just make some Toutons for you guys. The traditional way, I guess. So, in pan, people use oil, people use butter. I like both. I find if you put too much butter and just butter, it tends to burn, mostly due to, I guess, the flour and stuff on the bread. So I'm just going to, like my butter dish, keep calm and carry on. It's kind of my motto. I don't know, no matter what's going on around me, I still tend to stay pretty calm. You know, life is what it is sometimes. Yeah. Turn that on. Again, this pan is a bit funny. I'm not really used to it. Not the pan, the burner itself. It tends to be a little bit higher. I'm going to, so max is about 6. I'm going to put this on about, I don't know, in between 3 and 4. Let that melt. Actually, I'm going to put it up high to melt it first. Then, all I got to do, so when I first started making Toutons, I was making them just like my mom would do. So she would take her dough, a piece of dough, and she would use flour and, you know, stretch out the dough. I was at, I was down the cove. When I say the cove, I mean Redhead Cove. And my stepmother-in-law was there, and I went to do the Touton. She goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing with the flour? With the flour?" And I'm like, I'm stretching out the, you know, the dough like you would with a bit of flour so it doesn't stick to your hand. So, and she goes, "Why would you do that? You use butter." So everybody has different. And for me, butter really, really made sense, because the flour, again, tends to burn. So, get a little grease on your fingers and just take a piece of dough. And all you do, if it's got a little hole, that's fine. That's more, you know, somewhere for the butter to kind of go up through. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm just going to lay this here because my pan is not quite ready yet. And again, and it's just a ball of dough. Like, you don't need to be particular about the size or anything at all. Just make sure my butter's a little hard. It's a rainy old day here. I hope you guys are staying safe with that Hurricane Teddy, is it? Oh. This is a great day for making bread in the rainy all day. Now, this one's a little small, but it'll be nice. So we'll make a few like this and a few like that. These are great when, like, I don't know, I guess if you're in a rush and you just want something kind of traditional on your plate. And they look cool. But the other ones, they're kind of like donuts. I bet you could, like, fill them with jelly and stuff. And I guess if you wanted them like donuts, all you'd have to do maybe is add a little more sugar. I'm not sure. They're really fluffy. Wait till you see. Oh, yeah, my pan's starting to go here now. And I might have added a little too much oil, but that's fine. I'm going to turn that back down to 3/4. And all I'm going to do is just lay that out right in the pan like that. Be very careful. Safety is #1 priority. So yeah, and these are the ones I did earlier. And I'm just going to lay them right in there too. And another one. And I'm just going to make this one into a big one. I think, no, I was going to, but I'm just trying to fill my pan without having to have anything extra left over. There it goes with the flour again. Sometimes it's like a habit. It's really hard to break. They say it takes 15 days for a new habit to form. So if you guys are trying to, I don't know, improve a lifestyle or quit a bad habit, stick with it for at least 2 weeks and see what happens. I know for me, like, I think I'm almost at like 800 and some odd days in a row of yoga. I stopped counting because it's just become part of my lifestyle now. Every single morning after my coffee, I do my yoga. And like, it has tremendous, tremendous health benefits. And you get to eat bread and Toutons without getting real big. That's the best part. Yeah, I'm just going to move that one over a little bit. Put that in there. I'm going to move this pan, see if you guys can kind of see what's going on in there. So yeah, and it feels like my pan is at the right temperature. So we're just going to kind of slowly let these brown up. And then we're going to flip them. Hopefully just once. And again, be careful with the flour because you don't want your pan to burn. And yeah, take the flavor off your Toutons. I think it's a kind of a Canadian thing too, like those beaver tails and stuff. I think it's basically just fried dough. I've seen people take bread dough like this, take a stick out of the woods, they're out having a campfire, and they'll take the dough and they'll just wrap it around like that. Stick it in the fire and you've got some delicious bread, you know, like, baby, baby, don't panic. We can make panic. Oh my, I'm so glad I'm a baker, not a singer. Yeah, they're doing fine. I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit so I don't have you here on the thing all day. Although I'm sure today being rainy, there's not much else to do other than a few videos, scrolling through Facebook, a bit of Netflix maybe. Still pretty early, like we're going to have these for, I don't know, lunchtime I guess. I think it's only maybe 11 o'clock. So that'll tell you how quickly this bread rises. So I got up, I'm thinking 7 a.m. And done all that and tidied up, and here I am with the bread on the pan. So, you know, started in the morning, you'd be having sandwiches for lunch, and that's fantastic in my books. And homemade, and smells delicious. Super soft and fluffy dough. Kind of feel now. Oh yeah, we're starting to get a bit of brownness on the bottom of that one now, so I'm going to flip that around. So I probably will have to do a couple of flips on these, and I think that has more to do with the little burner underneath than my frying pan. but they look really yummy. And once these are done, you can eat them plain. You can eat them with molasses, which is how I like them. Jam, pancake syrup, anything really. Dip them in a bit of ketchup if you want to. Throw an egg and a bit of bacon in between too. Breakfast to go. I was so happy that somebody had suggested that I do a video, and that girl was from Cape Breton Cookbook. Sorry, I forgot your name. Anyhow, that Cape Breton Cookbook is a fantastic group. I think everybody who's watching this video should absolutely join. I've been a member, I think probably, I don't know, 5 or 7 years. They have a fantastic community of people that are willing to help you search for recipes, find new recipes. Cape Bretoners make the best pie. If you think I make pie, check out their pie recipes. They're really good. I had some while I was there. I don't know. It's just a really nice place to share and, I don't know, find some new Facebook friends and different things. And they let me share my videos all the time, which is really nice because I've had Newfoundland groups that didn't want to share my videos. So thank you, Cape Bretoners. And thank you to all the Newfoundlanders that did like and share and allow me to share on their page, because there are a lot that do, more than that don't. Ooh, this is looking so yummy. And I just thought that I didn't bring a plate, and that's fine. I'll just lay them on the tray there, because they're just about ready. Getting nice and golden brown. Maybe a little bit of homemade blueberry jam be nice too, or strawberry, or partridge berry. We were up picking berries with my mom and my sister just a few days ago, and it was such a beautiful sunny day. We had a picnic and we had some wine and cheese, and those are the memories you want to keep forever. I just love it. And I could pick berries for days, and I'm far from done. Like, I'll pick berries right up until there's snow on the ground, and even sometimes I'll pick while the snow is there. I've gone up and picked berries like, oh my gosh, probably like the 2nd or 3rd week of December, just to bake a pie for somebody. So I do love picking berries, and they're so good for you, and there's such an abundance this year. Holy smokes, I have never, since I've been here, I don't know, since I've been in Newfoundland, seen such an abundance of berries. Like, it's just fantastic. Really, really, really good. Now, these are done, I think. I'm just going to reach across and grab my little tray here. I'm usually pretty good at thinking ahead. Oh, nobody's perfect. I'm just going to take these now, and I'm just going to lay them out on my wooden cutting board. I'm going to turn that burner right off now. As you can see, it's starting to smoke. And for safety purposes, I'm going to lay down my board first. My goodness. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. It's nice and golden brown. OMG. Let me tell ya. Oh yeah. There you go. That, my friends, is traditional Newfoundland Toutons. Some people might even put like a bit of fat pork or anything down there in the frying pan for a bit of grease when they're first making them. But I don't. So, now I'm going to show you the way I like to make them. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back up again. I'm using just regular vegetable oil. About that much in the pan, just enough to bring it up maybe halfway. You want to be really careful doing this. I do not promote frying oil on the pan at all. It's very, 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 very dangerous. I've done it lots. I'll be careful. And then if anything happens, we'll have some big blooper on the camera then. So, I'm just going to wait for that to heat up. I'm going to move these, actually. I'll show you these too while we're waiting for that to heat up. I'll just take a little bit of one. And we're just going to, it's really hot, just kind of break it open like that. I got some Crosby's molasses. I'll have a little, a little taste. Try not to burn myself. Hold on. Really, really good. And so it's crispy on the outside and still really fluffy on the inside. And the molasses is, I can just drink molasses straight out of the carton. I just love, 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 love it. My sister doesn't like molasses at all. I can't even understand it. So here, move some more stuff out the way now. So here are my other Toutons. They haven't risen fully, but I think it'll be enough. Now, it's almost ready. I can feel the heat starting to come. Not quite ready yet. Now, I'm going to put one in there just to see. So, when you're working with dough and you're trying to take the dough and put it in the pan, you want to be really careful because dough will stick to your fingers. And so in order for that not to happen, all we're going to do, so there, I think it's ready because I could hear my water, a little splash there. Take a little tiny bit, like not much at all, because you don't want water splashing in your fat. No, no, no. So, a little tiny bit of water. Ever so gently pick them up, and you're just going to lay them in. I think I may have room to do 2 at a time. We'll see. They look like they're doing okay. Really want to be careful. I usually keep my temperature around 350. So be careful. You don't want the, once it reaches past, I think it's like 4 something, you got fire. I also, I've got my oil here. A really good trick to make was that if your oil is smoking and it's at the point where you think it's going to catch fire, add some more oil. And what that does is it immediately lowers the temperature down, so you don't start a fire. Don't leave it too close to the burner either. Now, these ones are actually going to get really puffy. Actually, I can kind of see from the pan already, which is why these make great like burger buns, sandwich buns, you know, anything, donuts. Squeeze a little filling in the middle. I've actually got some cinnamon sugar there. I like to dip them in that too. Oh, pretty yummy. Okay, now you'll see, and be careful of splashing. There. Look how puffy they are. So yeah, I'll just give them a couple of minutes now and then you'll see. It's a huge difference cooking them this way than the other way. Hurry up and cook, hurry up and cook. You can also sprinkle a little icing sugar on top. That would be really nice. I just got my handy dandy bowl here of, I just mixed up a little bit of cinnamon and sugar. That's water driplets you see in the bowl there from my fingers. Almost ready. Really, really almost ready. And I'll put another 2 in here, but I won't bore you making you watch me finish off the rest of them, but I will show you what to do with them now in a second. Almost. And then if you want, you can kind of turn them on their side a little tiny bit and kind of spin them around a little bit if you want them brown, brown, brown all the way around, if your oil didn't reach all the way up. So it kind of looks a little something like that. I'm just going to lay that down. I'm going to flip over the other one and flip this one over again. And then I'm immediately going to take this out and I'm going to dip it in the cinnamon sugar. And I'm going to turn it around and turn it around and turn it around. And look. Oh, yum. Let's do it with this one. Well, this one might not stick so much to the other side because I forgot to flip it over. Oh no, it did. Good, good, good. Ooh, deep fried sugar in a minute. There we go. I'm just going to put another couple in here, and then I'm going to show you that one when you open it up. There we go. See how quick that fat heats up? There we go. And again, I got that turned down again now. Because if your fat's too high too, it will undercook on the inside. Now, you can see how they would make a nice roll. Hold on now, I need a little, there we go. See, I thought of something. So I'm just going to stick a fork in there and just look at that. Look at that delicious, deliciousness. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. And again, I'm a molasses freak, so here we go. Let that cool for a second. I'm just going to tip over these ones, or turn over. There we go. These ones are really puffing up. That's because I didn't wait for the dough to rise fully the second time. So let's have a little taste here now. Oh my goodness. So it's way, way, way fluffier than the first ones. And the cinnamon sugar, yum. So that's my video. I hope you learned something. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day. And have a Touton or do without 'em. Okay, bye.